Yo, what is up guys? Gablinu back with another video today. Let's just go ahead and get into it. This is for a Breton Templar. However, you could be Khajiit or Dark Elf. Any one of those races would be fine. However, I will say I like Breton just for the well-roundedness, and Khajiit's probably your best damage option. Moving on, these are my attributes. The Mundus, we are running the Lover. Jules or Orzoga's Bear Haunch for the food, and we are a stage 3 vampire. I will say you could run the Shadow Mundus if you need to or if you want to. Moving on to monster set, we are running Balorg's Reinforced Heavy Helm and a medium in-pen shoulder. 1 trainee piece as always. For our front bar set, we are running Mechanical Acuity, 2 axes, 1 Nern, 1 sharpened. You could run maces if you'd like, however, I'm running axes. 1 necklace infused and 1 ring infused, both with a weapon and spell damage enchant. Heavy legs reinforced. Now moving on to the back bar set, we are running Ice Staff of Wretched Vitality. Defending Ice Staff with a weapon damage enchant, and then 3 medium in pen on the boots, belt, and legs. For our Mythic, we are running Death Dealers. However, you can run any of these 3 options here. I will say Saint and Seducer and Sea Serpents will probably give you the most bang for your buck in terms of damage. However, Markin is a nice runner-up for just being well-rounded. You can't go wrong with really any one of these 4. All great mythics in my opinion. Currently, I just have it set up to play with Death Dealers. Let's go ahead and get into the skills. We're running Biting Jabs. This is going to be our main source of brutality and sorcery. It's also our main spammable. Power of the Light. This is going to proc the Sundered status effect on our enemies whenever we have it on them, and it's going to be a nice little burst in our combo. Race Against Time for Minor Force and Major Expedition. Not only that, we can cleanse snares and immobilizations off us. Radiant as our execute, probably the best execute in the game. Vigor on the front bar, and I will show you why shortly. This is going to be our minor resolve and one of our heals. Dawnbreaker for our ulti. You could run Crescent if you want to, however, I don't really see much of a point considering this is our main stun as well with our combo, how we work it. Power of the Light, well, buff with Radiant of course, Power of the Light, pop jabs on him a few times, Dawnbreaker, Radiant, and that's pretty much GG's from there. Moving on to the back bar, we are running Elisus, Living Dark. Now this is a great heal because anytime we take damage, or direct damage specifically, we are going to heal off of it. Not only that, any attacker is going to get snared by 40%. Healing Soul. If you don't have Healing Soul, you can always run Honor the Dead. Both are great burst heals. I just like Healing Soul more. Channeled Focus. You want to run this version and not the stamina version because you're going to need the extra magic recovery, especially if you're not a Breton. Extended Ritual. This is going to be a cleanse for us, and we can also have this as a nice AoE heal over time. Back bar, we are running Temporal Guard. However, I was messing with Eye of the Storm here as well. Really, you could run anything back bar. There's really not a singular best option, in my opinion, for Templar on the back bar. Unless, of course, you're running Sword and Board, then I would run Spell Wall. Optional skill setup for the front bar would look something like this. Move Vigor to the back bar. And I have been messing with this Ulfsild's contingency skill with bleed damage, increased damage done of your next direct damage attack by 2,000, and AoE, I believe AoE Minor Breach, I should say. In any case, if you want to pump out more damage, you could totally swap these two. However, I think having Vigor on the front bar and then putting Cleanse on the back bar is overall just the better option. This is better group utility, but not only that, it's better utility for us also. We really don't need more damaging skills on the front bar, but outside of that, if you didn't have the scribing, you could absolutely run. Where is it? It's the other morph of this, not Dark Flare, but whatever the other morph is, I can't recall. Just allows you to increase your damage done with your class abilities, and it's AoE as well. You wouldn't run this version, I can't remember what it's called, but it is this skill. Moving on to CP, we are running Duelist Rebuff, Resilience, Wrathful Strikes, and Fighting Finesse. Now, I will say Wrathful Strikes is a flex spot for me, so you could put any Master at Arms or any other thing that you want here. Moving on to the red CP, we are running Sustained by Suffering, Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge, and Refreshing Stride. Now, Refreshing Stride is going to be the flex spot for me here. I will say it's extremely nice that when we are kiting enemies and sprinting, we gain tons of extra magic recovery, which is super helpful. If you didn't want to run that, you could always run Celerity. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the build. I've been having an absolute blast with this one. Overall, just a great setup, and you really can't go wrong with it. I mean, I've been running this build now for a couple patches, and it's kind of tweaked every patch between, you know, running a few different skills or changing things around a little bit. But overall, I think it's a great setup. It's probably one of Templar's strongest setups in Update 45. And this is really just kind of a main update, just so you guys can have something that you know that is always kind of consistent with Templar. Overall, super fun playing this build. I got some gameplay for you guys to watch, so if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below as always, and here's the gameplay. Alrighty guys, so getting into the gameplay here, I see all these reds just start storming in. Really didn't even think I was going to survive this one, so I dropped in Emergency's Donnie just to stun and get away from everything. Luckily I had a backup from a yellow teammate who helps me quickly take out that first guy, start putting tons of pressure on this second guy only to get interrupted. One of the worst things about Radiant is getting interrupted right when you're about to kill someone. I kind of start buffing up again. I'm prepped, ready for Acuity to proc, and I start turning and burning on damage. You see me quickly start nuking that first guy. First guy's down, second guy's down. We drop a third one behind us. Fourth one starts running out the door, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's over. Start beaming him down, and as soon as he dies, last guy just starts kiting and running around, and ultimately we end up killing him eventually, but he kind of just was using the guards as a shield. But really fun and nice clip overall. Now moving on to this one, I have a lot of these experiences where I'm just kind of goofing around, not really taking the game seriously, and this was one of those where I was kind of like, just messing around, until right about here they almost ganked me off my mount. Tell my buddy, let's go ahead and get into this fight, and I start buffing up immediately. Once I start proccing all of my damage and acuity and everything, it basically was over right here. There's a fourth guy way in the back, some sort of ganker. I think he saw the first two guys drop and didn't want anything to deal with it. We dropped the third guy, and that's that. Now, this next fight is kind of lame because the Sork was dueling my buddy who's also a Sork for a while, and out of nowhere, he just starts attacking me. I was respecting the duel the whole time, but I'm not buffed, so he starts getting tons of damage on me. As soon as I buff up and I get Acuity going, I basically just finished him right there. All in all, quick fight. Shouldn't have been that easy for me, but I'm just the better player. Now, moving on to this next little fight, really not an X so much as just kind of some like little skirmishing that was going on. Took out that first guy pretty quick, but all in all, you can see we got guards kind of helping us a little bit. I got two guys putting tons of pressure on me. My buddy's got some guys up in the keep that I think that are attacking him, if I'm not mistaken. We have a blue over here who I actually dueled just minutes before this. That was a stalemate. And he's fighting two guys over there. So I got two on me, he's got two on him. My buddy hops down, and I see the blue taking a beating from these two guys. So I actually leave my kill to go help him out, kind of like a odd friendship, I guess. Quickly help him take out the first guy, and then we just double tag the second guy, going back to help my friend now. Lots of more reds came in that kind of just killed the guards. Nuked another player, and now it's pretty much just two left, but you'll see here in a couple of seconds that some more reds start kind of pouring in. And overall, we were just kind of skirmishing here. Had some fun little fights. Unfortunately, I did die at the end of this clip. I had a lot of going on in my background that was distracting me, and not only that, I got hit by a fossilized that I just didn't even notice. So we get another kill here, and you'll kind of see me back up here into the keep, and at which point I think I come back out. I probably should have just stayed in because there's tons of people out here, but like I said, just had a lot going on in my background, got kind of distracted, and yeah, unfortunately it just I died because of it. But you know, you win some and you lose some. That's just the name of the game, and you can't worry about your losses in this game. It is what it is. Everybody's killable, and yeah, it's not perfect. The game lags all the time, so some shit just happens, and sometimes you just die. And here's the fossilize you see me talking about. Wasn't too happy about that one, but it is what it is. For this fight, my buddy and I have a bunch of blues that actually almost take me out right here. Sometimes I get in these PvP funks where I'm in PvP, but I'm not fully invested, and unfortunately that can cause me to lose a lot of fights or just play really sloppy, and this was kind of one of those fights overall. Yeah, I mean, we still take those two blues down right there, but ultimately, me chasing this Sork that you guys will see just took up way too much time. Should have finished him way sooner, but it is what it is. He's kiting around. Really couldn't hit a lot of my jabs on him either, unfortunately, and I didn't have Acuity procced. So I'm kind of chasing this guy around for longer than I want to. So as you see, we do finally get the kill on him right here, and there is about 3 other blues on the sidelines just kind of waiting to try and get in on the action. They should have helped their friend out earlier, and maybe they'd have a better chance. But anyways, start taking out this second guy, and I'm like, well, he's just gonna run. Let's move on to this Necro, because his build doesn't really look that great. It gets nuked pretty quickly, unfortunately for him, and then all that leaves is the Nightblade, and that was an easy win as well. So this fight against this DK, I actually dueled him earlier, and I was kind of testing some things on Templar, and I hate how a lot of the times I come into PvP to test gear, and then I always get in 1v1s with people, and it just sucks because when you're testing something and you're not really sure how it will perform, you get in duels with people that beat you with some meta gear, and you're like, man, if only I had my X set up on or whatever, I could kill this guy. So he beat me earlier, and then I told my buddy, hey, let me get the 1v1 on this guy. I know I could beat him. End up killing him right there, and that was that. So, prefacing this fight, I will say this was absolutely goofy. I have no idea what was going on. My buddy and I were kind of just holding down this keep. You know, PvP was kind of stale today. Not to mention all the gameplay is from today. I typically record in 1 or 2 days and then post what I grab. But a lot of these dudes were just tanks. I have no idea what this fascination is with these PvP block tank healers, but you'll see in a second there's like 4 of them, and I actually was talking to my buddy saying, man, are they all tanks? And then I lock in on this guy, I see he's weak, and we take him out. But yeah, this obsession with these block healer tanks is just really lame, and it kills PvP in my opinion. But we're ending the fight pretty much right here. You know, we're able to basically get everyone, I think, besides that one block tank that you see in the middle. All that's left is this last guy, and we pretty much take him out right about here. I had to reset on my combo. Sometimes you just find yourself in a down period where you just have to reset and kind of get everything rolling back again. But we killed that other guy who came back to get the res, and I think this is the last dude. And then there's the block tank, and that's it. Now, going on into this fight, we got a nice little 2v3. Took that first warden out quick with some nasty crit damage, and then that just leaves the Sork and a Templar. I'm kind of just focusing on the Sork at first, and I'm kind of like, well, who do I want to go for? Yeah, let's go for the Sork. Start pumping out some damage on him. He starts streaking away. I actually forget right here that the Templar is even there because wasn't taking any damage. Didn't really have him in my line of sight, and I just turn around and happen to see a little like curse explosion for my buddy. But we take him out, and yeah, pretty much it. I just look away right when I execute him because I know he is toast anyways. Part of the perks of knowing a class so well is knowing when you're going to kill someone, and you don't even have to continue the fight consciously. Well guys, that pretty much sums it up for the gameplay that I was able to record today. All in all, leave a like, comment, sub if you enjoyed it. Trying to hit 2K subs before the end of the year, so if you guys could help me out with that, I'd greatly appreciate it. All in all though, if you want to see more of this Templar, I'm probably going to be playing it for the rest of the weekend, and we're going to be doing a stream tonight and tomorrow night. So if you want to see more Templar gameplay and more X's and whatnot, feel free to stop by. We'd love to have you. So anyways guys, thanks for watching again, and we will see you on the next one.